I am thrilled to bring to you today a cosmic wonder ride written by the wonder himself, Alexander Michael. Hello, welcome to Pen to Paper. Today is the day. I'm so excited. I've been meaning to do this for a while, and finally I'm here to do a single book review on Alexander Michael's latest release, Transformations collection. Alex, if you're seeing this, I really apologize for the state of this cover. It was at my bedside, beside, my bed, shows I was reading it, and my daughter, 3-year-old daughter, was napping there one day, and I guess I didn't realize that there was a pen nearby, and somehow she found it, and this is what happened. It's really sad. I was really not happy about this, but it did not deter me from reading this gigantic collection. Guys, there's so much I can say about this work. Hopefully I can condense it all into a riveting review for this work by Alexander Michael. This is the back. All right, first of all, I want to say that the first story, A Promise of Rendezvous, which is the first short story of this collection, sets the stage for what you're going to expect in the whole work. It's a collection of short stories, 3 novellas, and The Promise of Rendezvous is where these 2 characters meet together in Paris, and they sit down at this restaurant because they really enjoy each other's company and they don't want the night to end. And there's this old woman that comes to them and brings them this book and lays it down on the table for them. And they begin reading the work, and they're realizing that it's their story up until that moment, and the pages after it are completely blank. And that's when you get, okay, this is a lot bigger than just some short story. It starts and then it ends sweet. This is something bigger. And how is this going to all fit into all the other stories in this book? Because when you read this, guys, you realize that these short stories and these novellas are not distinctly their own. They are all interwoven into the same universe. It's like a puzzle. You're reading and you come across these characters, and then all of a sudden there's this small mention of a character in this other short story, and you're thinking, oh, I've read about this. Okay, how do these go together, and what does this all mean? That's what you're asking yourself this whole time that you're reading this book. What does it all mean? What is this moving toward? It is phenomenal in that way. That was, I think, my favorite part about this. It's not just a collection of short stories. They all fit together. They all move together in a certain direction. It's mastery at its finest. I'm blown away by the thought that Alex put into this, and it's incredible. All right, next what I want to talk about is, okay, so I did dish about Everything a Summer. I think I did a single book review for that one. And it's actually in here. So if all of you, or any of you, read Everything a Summer, it is in this, and it's called Undercurrent. The novella is in here. If you are a fan of that work, you will be a fan of this work. No doubt about it. Because I am a fan, definitely, of this work. What I want to talk about now are the characters and how there's so many different characters. Each character are their own person. Like, they're very unique in the way that he crafted them. They're all, maybe not all, many of them are looking for love, but are hounded by the sins of their past. And Alex does an excellent job of showing how these sins and their mistakes and all the darkness of them hinder them or provide this gigantic block in their lives from actually experiencing the love that they're yearning for. And not only just their own sins that they're running from, but also the horror that is yet to come into this world to stop them from experiencing a joy-filled life. So you are definitely going to get some deep darkness in this book, if that is your thing. Another one, actually, I think it was my favorite novella in this collections, is Home. It's a ghost story in a haunted, it's not a mansion, it's a haunted house. And I don't want to say too much because it's really good, but you have these two families side by side and they're friends, and a past event from, I think it was 40 years ago, was the catalyst to all the horror that they're facing now. And it's also the beginning of some horror that you see in some future short stories that come along. If you like, I found it was very much in the vein of Michael Clarke's Patience of a Dead Man. Yeah, I think it's Patience of a Dead Man, which I read. I still haven't read the second or third one, but if you like that style, that was very much, it was close to the style of this novella. So well done. Gripped me. I just had to keep reading to the end of that novella to find out what happens. And from there you see an unleashing of evil across the world, and it frightens you as a reader. One last one that I want to touch on is, I think it's the last novella, Animal Life. If you like a sense of adventure and action with horror, that's a great novella for you to feast on. And what I love about this whole collection is that it's all about questions and answers, and questions that aren't answered, and questions that have yet to come that have been answered, or questions that you have and they're still yet to be answered. There's just so much mystery packed into this novel, this book. And as a mystery lover, I love that for sure. The only thing I'm going to say, it wasn't quite for me in the sense, that's the way I'm wording it, is totally wrong. I loved this work. The only thing for me was that there was maybe a touch too erotic in some parts. You have the Galleria part 1, 2, and 3 that deals with a lot of questions and answers and cosmic and knowing things, and the characters in there and how deep and dark they go tend toward eroticism. That's not quite my jive, but despite that all, this is still a very strong work. And one, I'm going to just read the back. I love what the author wrote here. He wrote, reality is a kaleidoscope. And when you read this, it definitely feels like a kaleidoscope, but very focused at certain points, so you're not lost in it. Taste the dark. Be transformed. Well, you're definitely tasting a lot of darkness in this, and you are transformed in the sense of you've never read something like this before, and how it all cosmically comes together toward the end is really quite something. So if you are in for a journey that's gonna blow your mind, that's dark, if you like erotic things, I guess that's very much gonna be a bonus for you, then you've got to read Transformations, a Collection by Alexander Michael. You've done it again. I'm so impressed. Excited to read more from you. Guys, pick this up and try it out.